Good morning, animators. This is your host, Mr. Granlund here. I'm going to take you through how to set up the mouth to do your animation. Now, at this point, you want to make sure that you have all your layers. So you click the plus and you double click the layer and you type in the name of that layer, like mouth or whatever the case may be. Okay, so I have my layer set up and I have my mouth layer here. And I also have my audio layer here. Let's go through how to set up the audio layer as well. I'm actually going to delete this and make a new one. Type in audio. Now we're going to bring in an audio that I downloaded earlier. So go to File, Import, and Import to Library. So this track 12 here, that's an audio of someone reading a poem. And it's right here. I click somewhere in the audio layer, I drag it to the stage. Now I need to change the preferences. I click on the audio layer, I go to Properties on the right side, and where it says Sync, usually it'll say Event, and you're going to change it to Stream. Alright, that's all set up. Now it's time to set up my mouth layer and set up everything else. So I'm going to highlight all the mouths that I drew, and they've created them into symbols, and I'm actually going to delete them. Delete all the mouths, and one mouth I made, I'm going to create a new mouth symbol, and I'm going to call it mouth, and I'm going to put all of the mouths into that one mouth shape. So I'm just going to do a simple smiley face. This is going to be my resting mouth shape. Highlight it, convert it to symbol. I'm going to call it mouth. And under type, I'm going to change it to graphic. Now, you can change this later, so it's not too big of a deal. And click OK. All right, now I'm going to double click and edit this mouth layer. Now, if you see down here, I have a timeline. And I'm going to insert all of my mouth shapes into this timeline in blank keyframes. So I'm going to click F6 on the keyboard, or you can right click and insert blank keyframe. I'm going to do this so I have 12 more slots. Okay? I'm also going to turn on onion skinning so I can see where the mouth should go. Now I'm going to drag in my other mouth shapes, and I'm going to adjust the size so they're about the same. And I'm just dragging all of my mouth shapes that I've already converted into symbols from the library area onto the stage inside of the symbol mouth 2. So that was my F shape. Now here's my L, my M, Alright, so now I have all of my mouth shapes listed there. I'm going to turn off onion skinning, and I'm going to go back to scene 1. Now on this layer, mouth layer, and for my mouth symbol, I go to properties, I'm going to double click on it, and I'm inside of scene 1. I go to properties, I go to object, and down at the bottom there's this button, lip syncing. And that's where we're going to click and select our lip syncing things, which you can do in the next tutorial. It's pretty straightforward though. You just match up all the layers with your letters there.